Welcome to the Engineering Podcast, a podcast from the engineers at Rocket.Chat. We'll be discussing new implementations, problems faced, what's coming, and everything else related to our daily work, always with a technical perspective to keep you up to date. Hey, welcome all. I'm Rodrigo Nascimento, your host as always. And I have with me today our backend leader and co-founder, Diego Sampaio, our apps engineering leader, Douglas Gubert, our cloud leader, Aaron Nego, our front-end leader, Guilherme Gazzo, our mobile leader, Chico Mello, and our Omnichannel product manager, Nato Becker. And well, starting this week, and as you probably noticed that past week we didn't have the episode, so we're changing the frequency of the episode to be bi-weekly. So yeah, we're kind of reducing that to have more content to share on every episode. So starting, we had a patch release for, we had a release 3.14 this past week on 27th of past month. So yeah, I invite Diego Sampaio to talk more about that. So Diego, what's going on the backend side?
Yeah, hi everyone. So yeah, last week we had the final release for 3.14. It's our current stable release. It should be available. I'm not sure it's available on Snaps yet, but definitely on all Docker, even on Docker official, and our own Docker containers. So we had a lot of work to make it to make that release. Should be stable enough. Although I know Gaz will bring some news on his area. But apart from that, we have been working on because we were focused on making the release. A lot of PRs have accumulated, so we are now struggle to get those as most PRs as reviewed as we can. We have also migrated to Dependabot, actually a native GitHub Dependabot implementation. I guess GitHub has acquired, or it was always, I don't know if it was always a GitHub thing, but now it's fully integrated on GitHub UI and CI. So we probably will get more frequent updates, like dependency updates, and we'll be reviewing them more frequently as well. We have added official support to Mongo 4.2. It was already supported on previous versions. It is currently supported on release 3.14, but not as official support. But since Meteor is using it for a long time now, and we also know that people are using it in production. It was just a matter of tagging as officially supported. So for next release, it will be flagged as that. And I would like to mention a special pull request we have merged for next release. It is regarding the user impersonation through the API. We had it is a change that we will not support that other users using an API change his alias or his avatar. That is to prevent that regular users can impersonate like real users or real other users. This is a mechanism for bots mainly, and so this change will prevent users from doing that and will just allow bots to do that. But for those who update their Rocket Chats, the previous behavior will still be accepted. But for new installs, only bots will be able to impersonate other users. But if you want to use the new default behavior on your updated Rocket Chat, you can still revoke the permission. It's now a new permission that only the bot pro has, so you can still do that. But we have done that on the past, but we have done in a way that it was like too aggressive, I would say, kind of breaking change because of the APIs were returning an error every time an integration would like to do that. So this time we hope it is much more smooth on the migration process, but we still bringing the security we want to the product. And yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. So you mean that even new installations, if they want, they can give this permission to normal users, right?
Exactly.
We are just removing this permission. We created a new permission, and we are not giving this permission to users for now, right? But
Yes,
keeping for existing installations to not break. Cool.
exactly.
Great. You mentioned about the snaps. If you don't know that snaps were updated yet, I think it's nice to mention that we usually take some days to update snaps because snaps update users automatically. So this just to ensure that everything's going well, we wait some days for people to update manually their installations, the Docker manually, so you can enforce all the snaps just to prevent breaking many people with something that we still don't know. But regarding that, we are now discussing and working on new release process as well. So we may improve this more and more and get this automated and released with all the other the normal Docker installations as well in the future. Q. The next one is the Apps Engine Doc. What's going on there?
Hello, folks. So, uh, currently, we're working on a method to allow apps to remove some data, delete some data. We're starting up with deleting rooms, and let's see how it goes. This is something like that's going to make apps more feature complete to some extent. And yeah, we're excited about this one. Some fixes we worked on last week for the regressions in our release candidate. So some how do you say, I forget, but like smoothing around the edges. Like stuff was rough around the edges, and we made it not rough anymore. That's it. uh, we also ended up having some kind of support work with our own published apps with some of our customers, and we are already in motion taking our second step towards supporting npm packages inside the apps, which is something that we've been wanting for a long time, and we're finally able to get that out of the way. And as the first step was actually using a compiler to compile apps and not removing it from the Rocket.Chat itself. Now another step will be adding a bundler so that it will bundle everything and including the npm dependencies into the zip package for us to ship it along with the app source itself for it to be already there. It's not going to be a small thing though. We expect a few weeks working and testing those changes. So hang tight. It's coming, but not that close. Not that close. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
That's cool. But it will not support native packages, right? At least
No,
not
most
now.
likely, yeah, most likely no. Like I don't know. I don't have an example. I think what is the
I think
lib?
encryption, for example, libraries that does encryption, they usually rely on C libraries that compiles on installation
Yeah,
time.
but then you have to install the C
Yes.
library itself as a add-on to Node, right?
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah, usually when
those
you
kind of
install the
stuff.
package, yeah, they install it, they compile, but those things will not be, because since you're bundling, you're getting the JavaScript code only, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Makes sense. Good. Yeah, that's a really good improvement on the application development. Thank you. All right, and the next one is the cloud. Aaron, what's going on there?
Hello. So we're working this week, in the next couple of weeks, on Marketplace. We're adding member roles to the publisher, try to make it easier for publishers to add new members. This is, I think we're encountering it ourselves where we have our own apps, right? Our own teams need to be able to submit apps. So this kind of came up as a pain point that people need to be able to add it without having to be an admin or something. So doing some work there. Working on several RFCs for some big improvements across both the SaaS and Marketplace. And speaking of SaaS and Marketplace, we're doing a lot of work preparing for a change to switching to squads. So this, kind of involves splitting the roadmaps, defining roadmaps for the Marketplace squad, which will be its own squad now. As well as the infrastructure was kind of part of, one squad at some point, and now it's becoming its own platform squad. So there's a lot of work around roadmaps, sprints, all kinds of stuff trying to align for this sort of change. So that's pretty much what we've been up to.
Cool. Yeah, mention more about this movement squads. We are starting this month, the next release period with this new squad structure. And it's basically like changing from backend, front end, cloud, and mobile to have teams focused on experience teams or features like team collaboration, federation, marketplace, SaaS, and other teams. And we're splitting those, having those squad and have squads, and having platform teams that will be working on like apps engine part, the chat we are calling chat engine, the core of the chat itself, and infrastructure that's the core for the SaaS and marketplace to deploy things. So kind of structuring this more around different teams and having more product managers helping on this. As Renato is here for Omnichannel, having other product managers join the team for SaaS and marketplace in the next week, I think. So things are getting more organized around this new organization of delivering experiences, having roadmap, having maybe Renato can talk more about it, but having mission, vision, strategy for each of those areas or squads, and then allowing people or working with the platform teams to allow the experience teams to deliver features. And that's basically a summary of the whole thing. But maybe you can have a specific podcast in the future going deep on this, how we're organizing, maybe share with the community. Cool. And of course, all the teams will be busy with these changes since the past week to the next ones and during this first month of this new architecture. So, yep. Next one is the front-end team, Gazo. What's going on there?
Hello, everybody. Yeah, last week we put our efforts in fixes as well, so we don't have a lot of exciting things. The most exciting is like we started to develop a message parser. It's like our own grammar, like covering all the markups and all the mentions or numbers or emails, things that we accepted on the message to nowadays we have like a short blanket. When we try to cover the head, we let our feet like uncovered, then our parser is based only on regular expressions, and this doesn't cover all the cases. So we are like trying to do something more expressive, like more powerful, and we are almost finishing this. The main idea is offer to the clients a version of the tokenized message, so the client don't need to discover the tokens and the structure, only render the non tokens. And last week we misconfigured the dependence bot. Sorry, I was trying to configure like only for Rocket.Chat dependence, and didn't work well. Then Diego helped. And what else? We are planning to. This is more kind of discussion, but we want to get the SDK and make. We are not sure about like move to another repository, but we are like considering using the SDK inside Rocket.Chat to make the REST calls and the other things. So it will like put us on more aware state, like we're gonna use our SDK and like probably fix if we found any problem. And
You mean use on web client, right? Because I guess React Native and live chat are using already.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, mainly now it's kind of hard to remove to WebSocket Connect because the Meteor like handle all this stuff like by themselves. But at least for the
Not
rest,
anymore. I broke the Rocket.Chat past days fixing this.
Yeah, but still, like they make more things, like the way they handle the connections and wait for the connection gets established to send the message is still like more than we do right now. But yeah, we want to start to use the SDK in the calls to fill and be prepared and let the SDK working for the old client. So we are just thinking if you should like remove the repository and move to all maybe inside Rocket.Chat or like Fuselage. We don't know, because now we have a lot of repos to take care, and even after we release, we need to like match the versions, and it's kind of boring stuff, like make the bumps. So we are thinking if changing to a mono repo would help or not. And yeah, that's it.
And that's interesting. I was thinking about that in the past, like maybe having more things inside the same repo would make things easier to versioning the release number and things like that. Yeah,
we are kind of moving now. We are using Fuselage as a proof of concept. Like maybe in the future we're gonna move the Fuselage to the Rocket.Chat if the Rocket.Chat gets more than one repo. But yeah, we are putting all the small libraries and things that we consider like important but shareable. We are moving to there. Then and the whole flow are working well, like the publishing and everything is like working fine. So that's why we are using this. And yeah, we want to help the developers and let things working well. But and to finish the SDK, we need to publish our server definitions, like all the collections, all the types that we use on the SDK side. So probably the next tasks will be define the types and properly like publish as a package to let other packages use this. Even the mobile will be like able to use our definitions by natively, like without like copy and paste. And now finally that's it. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, great. Cool. And talking about mobile, Diego Mello, what's going on there?
Hey everybody, we finished two things those past weeks. We released 4.16.2 with a regression fix for the internationalization. We had a couple of issues fighting with Apple and their approval, but it's hopefully everything is fixed right now. We finished the Docs update, which is our end-to-end testing library. Not ours, but anyway, that was required for us to update to the latest React Native version. So hopefully in the near future, we're going to see the app using Hermes on iOS as well, which is probably a huge performance upgrade. And we've been working in full support to Teams and Jump to Message, which are going to be probably landing on the 4.17. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Right, the next one is Omnichannel. Renato, what's going on there?
Hi guys. Yeah, a few weeks ago, I mentioned that the first version of the Twitter app, Twitter integration has been released, which means that companies can now serve their audience, customers, consumers on Twitter as well. But after that, we realized that we could improve the onboarding process a bit more. We were just waiting for some apps engine methods that were being implemented in the latest development cycle. And as soon as those methods came out, we worked a bit more on the integration, and now users can easily connect their Twitter accounts to Rocket.Chat. We can now know when the new app is installed, and as soon as the app is installed, the user will see a new channel popping up on the sidebar, and then there they will find some instructions on how to connect Rocket.Chat and Twitter. Also, we fixed some file sharing issues as well, and I'd like to invite our audience to try it out and share feedback. It's very important for us. Another important news is that we are about to launch a new product, a new app. As I mentioned a few weeks ago as well, we are still working on a native integration with WhatsApp. It's a long-awaited feature. Our customers were asking for that, and now they will very, very soon they will find an official WhatsApp integration app on our marketplace. We are now reviewing this implementation. Everything looks good so far. Just to test a bit more, and then hopefully this new app will be available on our marketplace by the end of this week. Now the team is working on a couple of why issues, some issues reported by our support team and also community. And also we are now improving our statistic collector. We want to collect more and more metrics, product metrics. We want to understand how our customers use the product, and improve the product even faster. So that's the idea. And the last but not least, our designer is focusing on a new effortless setup for Omnichannel. The idea is to improve the setup wizard for both on-prem and cloud, and let users know that they can easily connect Omnichannel on their workspaces and improve this user experience. So that's it, basically. That's it. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Well, from my side, I don't remember if you mentioned that Google Summer of Code got selected to receive students, but it was like a lot of weeks ago. So now we are waiting the number of seats to accept some students. We already evaluated a lot of proposals. We got a lot of students, a lot of interactions. So it's pretty cool. A lot of the pull requests opened there because we had a lot of contributions that's pretty cool as well. So thank you everyone that's listening to that. And it's one of the students. So let's see how it goes and how many slots we have for this year. Another thing is about positions. Well, again, check jobs.rocket.chat. We have many open positions there for example, QA, backend engineer, database architect, front end, senior software architect, and many others. So even like developer evangelist, managers, and others. So please check those positions and talk to us. And yeah, I think that's all from my side. Thank you all and that haven't participated on this episode, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
You have listened to Engineering Podcast. This episode is available as video on YouTube and audio on your favorite podcast application. For more information, contact community@Rocket.Chat and give us your feedback.